Hey, what's good, barbecue family? It's your boy Joe Mill here, back with Killer Miller Q, and today we got a special live fire cook. We're gonna be trying out some of this smoked cowboy butter along with some beautiful ribeye steaks. Stay tuned, this one will be good. And cut the music. It's time for us to get some work done, and you are looking at today's apparatus of choice. I've been using this fire pit for years now, and kind of forgot that I had this attachment here. And actually, I think I saw somebody's video on YouTube, and I was like, hey, that's my exact same fire pit, and I've never actually used it with real wood and actually tried to do some things with it. So today is the day as we're gonna work with some of that smoked cowboy butter that we're gonna put together, and I got some pretty ribeyes from when we had cut up the prime rib that we got at the holiday time on special. So basically I use just some old landscaping rocks that I have in here to kind of cover the bottom, just so it doesn't burn out my fire pit too much. Outside of a little bit of superficial rust over there in the corner, it's actually held on pretty well compared to a lot of my other ones. Basically from there, you got this little rod that fits in pretty much like that. And this rack here, I believe, just slides right on top. So basically, we can go right over the fire, we can pull it away and get a little indirect. We're gonna give it a shot. I got some steaks unthawing like I said. I'm gonna go in here, we're gonna clean this rack up. I got some charcoal getting fired up, and then we're gonna add some pecan wood down there and get us a good fire bed going. So it's gonna be a minute, but let's get it going. My coals look like they're about ready. I got this thing cleaned up and on here, and it looks like I've lost a couple of the screws that came in here. There should have been one down here to hold it and keep it in one spot, or more or less, and then this one here just kind of locks in your height. So I went and grabbed the screw that I had that would fit. It'll work out just fine. Let's get these coals in the bottom. All right, we got smoke already, so that's a good thing. Basically, we got our coals down there piled up pretty much in a little pyramid, and then we just got a few pecan wood slits that are not too big, other than that one right there on top. And then we're just gonna set it up where it can breathe, and we're gonna let it ride. We're gonna get it down nice and broke down, get us some good cold bed before we actually get the steaks out here, but then we'll also get this rack a chance to get a little bit of a burn in. I don't gotta do anything. It's already got a nice little non-stick coating on there. So we should be ready to rock soon enough. Okay, I got a table full of ingredients. Don't let them fool you or scare you. Most of this stuff is actually gonna be for our cowboy butter. Here come my beautiful ribeyes that we cut ourselves. They've been sitting out for a while. I'm gonna get them out of here and out of this package. We're gonna get them seasoned up and let them hang out a little bit longer. Always let your steaks come up to temperature, room temperature. At least 20 minutes or so sitting out will make a world of difference as far as your tenderness and everything. And these babies right here, if you can't tell, are gonna be fire. We're keeping it super simple on these. I'm gonna get them out the package, hit them with a little bit of my avocado oil, and we're going salt, pepper, garlic. Out the package, and I'm glad I got them out of there, even though they've been sitting out for a while, being that they were sitting there frozen together and had been kissing, you know, more or less. The insides of them still had a little bit of a frozen area, so this is helping go ahead and finish coming all the way up to temp. I absolutely love my avocado oil. It's a good clean oil that has a high burning temp, so it's helping you with that. But also, I like it for the reason that in this case right here, you can actually get the spray bottle. And the spray bottle is just way easier to apply and everything, especially when we're cooking. But the beautiful thing is when you go into this ingredients list, there's nothing extra added. It's just avocado oil, right? So at the end of the day, good healthy oil to cook with. Now I'm going to start with my garlic, and I'm gonna see if I can't do this left-handed, so bear with me. Ooh, good thing I like a little garlic. Okay. Next, we're gonna come with a decent amount of salt. Of course, this thing's closing up on me. You gotta bear with a little shake. We're gonna keep these steaks traditional. Yeah. Not too much. There we go. We still got another side to go. And a decent amount of pepper, which will give us a little bite, and our crust. There we go. I couldn't do it all one-handed. At the end of the day, that was a brand new full pepper shaker. So all I'm gonna do now is give it a little love, pat this in. Let's flip these babies over. And I want to do the exact same thing on the other side. There we go. Everybody looking crusty. We're going to let them set it just like this. Woo, hold on. All that black pepper got in my nose. We're going to let them sit just like you see them right here. Let them hang out traditional. And let's get started on that cowboy butter. And that's what the majority of these other ingredients are for. Okay. For this smoked butter, we got some softened butter. We got a stick of that we already got sitting over here that's unsalted. From there, what I'm going to be doing, we're going to be chopping up lots of fresh ingredients that we're going to be working with, kind of giving you a quick little shot of everything. But basically what you're going to be looking at is we're going to use 4 cloves of that there garlic that will be minced. I don't have it here, but you can either use like a spicy brown mustard or Dijon mustard. We'll use a tablespoon of that. We're going to use half of this lemon to take the juice from it, as well as the lemon zest. And then we're going to come with a tablespoon of the fresh parsley that I got here, a teaspoon of the chives, as well as also a teaspoon of the thyme. And then we're going to hit with a half a teaspoon of that smoked paprika, as well as a teaspoon of the smoked paprika, a half a teaspoon of the cayenne pepper, as well as also a half a teaspoon of the red pepper flakes. And then for your own personal preference, whatever type of hot sauce you want, if you want a little heat, add a few dashes of that in there. We're going to bring all of this up to a slight simmer, and then we're going to bring it into a nice mason jar, and then the magic begins. How could I forget the lastly thing? I got a little shallot right here that I want to add in here as well. You can obviously do any of these to your own liking as far as your preference, how much you want to add. But I definitely want to get a little bit of onion flavor in there as well. So I'm probably going to be doing about a fourth of that shallot is going to get diced in there as well. I'll show you what it all looks like. Okay. There's garlic. You can mince it up to whatever or however minced you want it to be. I like a little chunky because I think that's going to be perfect on that steak. Let's add that. These are the shallots that I'm using. And I use a decent amount. This is probably a third or so, or maybe a fourth to a third of that whole onion. But once you kind of chop it up, it comes out to being quite a bit. Wifey likes onions, so and I'm not mad at it myself. These will come out great. On to the next. Half a lemon straight from my own garden. I'm just going to get some of this juice out of here. Try to omit the seeds, obviously. And then we're going to take the zest from this outside of this lemon and add in there as well. And to get that lemon zest, we're just going to get the old microplane out blade. And then you're just going to scrape this. You want to get only the yellow when you get to the white part. That's, you don't want that in there. Just so you get an idea, not a ton. Give it a nice fresh flavor and smell. And you can kind of see what that looks like. Just basically scratching it up a little bit. And I've already went ahead and took the time to cut up all my green, dice that up. So we got our parsley, we got our thyme, and we got our chives already ready to go. I want to put them in a little bit later and start off with these onions and the garlic and everything, and the seasonings kind of coming together first. Got this half a, I need a half a teaspoon, not a half a tablespoon. Hold on, much better. Half a teaspoon of the red pepper flakes going in, and a half a teaspoon of the cayenne, this teaspoon of the smoked paprika. So we got this tablespoon of this spicy brown mustard. Last thing before we put the veggies in after the heat, I'm just gonna add whatever hot sauce you want, just a couple little drips. We're using a little bit of this Moe's just to give me a little something something. I'm normally a Red Hot fan or Louisiana's, but whatever you like, or you can omit this step. Let's hit the heat. And getting this over to the heat, I just want to put this into like a medium type heat. We just want a light simmer. I don't want to really cook this thing. We still got something left to do to get it there. But I just want to kind of let these things marry a little bit and cook these onions and that garlic a little bit. And then, like I said, once I really let them start getting fragrant after a couple minutes, we'll add in the green, remove the heat, pull it off of here, and I'm putting this all into a mason jar. And while that's kind of warming up real quick, I ran out here. My coals are broke down. I probably put about 5 sticks of wood in here, so I got lots of good coals, which is good. A couple new ones to get going. Now I'm gonna go ahead and rotate this over here, and we're gonna let that rack start getting hot. And back in here to the magic, I did start this. I put a little bit of avocado oil down just to make sure that my butter wouldn't burn. Definitely you don't want to burn that. Like I said, I'm just gonna let this get a couple minutes. I've obviously melted the butter. All my seasonings is kind of coming together. Just kind of moving things around, making sure everything is good. And I'm going to throw my green in there, and we're going to quickly give it maybe a minute or so all together and get it off of this heat. Okay, here we go. We got the thyme, the parsley, and the chives coming into the party. Let's do it. The instant smell over here is amazing. Like I said, we're not going long. 1 minute. This is over a little bit less than medium heat. And I'm about to cut the heat right now, and we'll finish stirring. My God, what have we done? If you could smell this, that beautiful lemon zest coming up off of here. I'm just kind of moving it around, mixing it up. It's thick, chunky, lots of flavor in here. Definitely could have put more thyme in here if you wanted to. Thyme is one of the amazing flavors that'll really bring your steak out. But you got onions, you got garlic, you got butter, a little bit of herbs, a little bit of spice. This is gonna be good. All right, where's my mason jar? Hey team, I want to jump in here real quick and let you know I appreciate you watching this video. Make sure if you haven't done it yet, go to that bottom right corner, subscribe, check out the channel and any other videos you've missed, and find me on every social media site, Facebook, IG, and TikTok, and we're going to keep this party going. And this is what we end up with. I added a little salt. You can add salt and pepper if you like. Keep in mind, though, this is just kind of like a topping. You don't necessarily want this to be super salty. Your steak should probably have enough seasoning. Really, we're just kind of getting a flavor bomb with those onions and that garlic and everything in there. But I added a little bit of salt, and I added a little bit of this garlic and herb mixture from Meat Church just to give me a little oomph and a little bit more flavor. Now, let's step out here to the fire and finish it. All right, now things get a little crazy. We need a coal out of this fire to add to our butter. So who is a good looking coal? That one is the one. If I can get it out of there. Okay, we got a coal. We've never done this before. Here goes nothing. So we put the top on, and we want to turn this thing upside down. Give it a shake. And you can definitely see, obviously, all the smoke. This is going to impart a little bit more of that fire in there on us, and some of that smoke from that cowboy charcoal. I'm interested. So roughly you want to let this sit 15-20 minutes. The longer it stays in there, the more smoky penetration you'll get. So this is the cooking part. So I'm gonna leave this just like you see it, and let me go grab those steaks. All right, there go these here steaks. These babies have sat out and sweated out. I got my potatoes already on there. Let's see if we can get them on that rack. We go, Frontier Life. So I didn't get no sizzle when I sat it on there, which lets me know that these are gonna take a minute. They basically cooking indirect over this fire. They're gonna be sitting out here, which is cool, so I can go jump in the pool with my baby. So I'm gonna let these hang out, and I'll be listening. I thought I would give you this shot right here from the pool as I'm kind of just keeping an eye on this thing. I moved it slightly just so it would be a little bit more in the fire, but you can see the fat dripping off of there. It's probably been about roughly 10-15 minutes. A couple logs are still burning good. It's far enough away where I don't got to worry about it burning up, but definitely it's getting a decent amount of heat. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll pop up there and we'll see what the bottoms look like. I've been kind of peeking at it under here. That look too dark, but definitely, as you can see, with that fat starting to drip away like that, it's definitely doing some cooking. So I think I want to get a flip. That way we keep it nice and even. And I think it's probably been long enough. We'll probably go ahead and get that charcoal out of there and let our butter hang out. But let's see if we can't get a flip over here. And I want you to see this San Diego Chargers flipper. I actually love using this spatula. This was a prank of a gift that of a challenge that I lost at work. Obviously, y'all know I'm a Cowboy fan, but this spatula does work great. Let's get these flipped. They definitely look like they're about ready. I'm pleasantly surprised. These are actually cooking faster than I thought they was. Initially, by not having that sizzle, I thought this might take a while, but I'm getting some beautiful color on this indirect method. Flip my potatoes, and obviously we flip the steaks. I'm gonna let them hang out a little bit longer, and quickly let me get a quick temp just so I kind of have an idea where I'm at. Yes, we are cooking along fast. This one here is close to where I want it to be. This one here is sitting at about 140 degrees, which for a lot of people is pretty much done. I'm gonna take it up a little, about another 10 degrees or so, maybe another 5 minutes. We'll come back, get them off of here, and let's taste it. All right, 5 minutes or so later. This has been a quick cook, maybe 20 good minutes or so. It's about time to get these puppies up off of here. Okay, hot off the presses. Check these steaks out. Beautiful color. Great smell out here in the yard. You can smell that cowboy charcoal. We're gonna let these hang out inside. I'll throw them in the microwave just for a minute, maybe 5 or 10. And let's get the charcoal out of here, and we'll be ready to go ahead and get us a taste. Before we go, let's open this butter up. That off of there. That mug was on tight. And there is our one coal. And the good thing is, I mean, when you look at it, I know I was worried about how dirty it would look. I mean, none of that stuff comes off, and I guess that's how when you cook cowboy style that works. Just a coal. So we're gonna toss that back in there, let it finish doing what it was doing. We're gonna close this up, give it a shake, and give it a taste. Man, I tell you what, look at that magic. This is gonna be fire. While that steak is chilling out, I'm gonna quickly, this is still warm, I can still feel it in the touch. I'm gonna give it a good shake. I could just pour it in here, but all the good heavy stuff is at the bottom. So I'm probably gonna spoon some out. I'll put some to the side, and then we'll have us some cowboy butter, or smoked cowboy butter for this initial taste. Look at the color on that. Okay, we got this thing together, and I have already tasted this. Fire. That little bit of a hot sauce made it the perfect little kick, along with the cayenne and the red peppers. I like that it's got that little bit on there. Then the garlic and them shallots. It's a beautiful thing. We'll get into those potatoes later. I might actually use a little bit of this butter in those potatoes, but let me cut up in this steak. All right, we got us a couple cuts on this steak. That is money for me. It's about how I like mine done. Had to do the other one a little more for the girls. Let me try some steak first with nothing on it. I'm gonna smack all in your ear. Wow. Definitely with that Santa Maria style, open style cooking, I can get a good smoke in there, which you normally don't get. We finished this one. We're gonna try a little bit of this smoked cowboy butter on there. Okay, round two. Give me a little bit of this cowboy butter, mix it up a little bit. And we're just gonna dump a lot of that all in there. Give me this one right here. That bite was definitely better. Ooh-wee. And I want to take the time right now to apologize for smacking in your ear like that, but when I tell you that thing right there was slamming, that steak came out absolutely perfect. First time ever opening up and cooking on my old fire pit, but that little live fire, my little makeshift Santa Maria grill worked out great. I'm glad I kept it pretty basic as far as the seasonings, because I tell you what, that smoked cowboy butter was everything. Mama even enjoyed it. I would actually maybe put that over the chimichurri. Didn't taste any of that coal or anything like that in there, but definitely it gave it a beautiful smoke flavor. That one I'll definitely be doing again. Stay tuned for more. Shouts out to the family, my boys at Black Smoke Barbecue, and you for following along. I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.